doldrums. Excuse me. So anyway, it really is just an excuse for over drinking and having green bagels. And everyone sports their green attire. A silly shirt like Tim Linger has, or perhaps a tie, or perhaps dressed up like a leprechaun with a nice little orange beard. You know, I have 3 Irish uncles, the Gildays, the Walshes, and the Larkins. I had some of my most favorite times in my life visiting them upstate. First learned, I got lucky to visit them on one summer occasion, and I learned how to swim. It was a lot of fun, but there was also a lot of feuding. That's just the way it was with my Irish cousins. My most favorite thing about St. Patrick's Day, though, I love corned beef and cabbage. With some potatoes and carrots. You slither a little bit of that brown mustard on top of it. And usually when I cook it, if there's some left over, the next day, what are you going to have?
Leftovers.
Rubens.
Rubens.
So anyway, St. Patrick's Day also has these weird traditions that we've just talked about. These lucky charms or not so lucky charms. These misconceptions or beliefs that have been around for hundreds of years. So do you believe in luck or do you believe in fate? Good question to ponder upon yonder. Especially as we get older and we get closer to meeting our date with destiny. Something unplanned, some event, some activity, some unpredictability. That's what a lot of people think what luck is all about. To me, luck is about being prepared. Luck is about having blessings. That's what it's all about. So I believe more in fate than I do in luck. But a lot of people have these superstitions that they gather about, whether they find a 4-leaf clover. You know, there's 1 out of 10,000 that are going to come across a 4-leaf clover. Winning a lottery ticket, 1 in a million. How many people have won a lottery ticket here? Anybody? Yeah. I'm fine tonight. Finding something of value. See a penny, pick it up, and all the day you'll have good luck. But people avoid walking on the ladders, breaking windows, 7 years bad luck. So many of these lucky charms that we know about. And I can see why suspicions are generated. I mean, I wouldn't want somebody walking underneath my ladder and knocking me down. So I guess that's how it all started. But again, to me, luck is an entirely different thing. It's about God's blessings and opportunity. And as you all know, that I go into the prisons, and I come across a lot of people that have had bad luck. Their whole life dysfunctional with all this bad luck. And so I talk to them about fate and about the blessings that they can have if they just seek those opportunities that come around. In the Bible, they say, we know all things. God works for the good of all those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose. So to me, again, it's God's blessing. So he is the creator, that's what I believe, and he made us in his image and likeness. He didn't make junk, and all we have to do is follow his good will. The Muslims even say, have a saying that they say, it's called inshallah, and every choice and every decision that they make. And what it means is God willing. So we need to take a little bit more, be more like the Muslims where they say inshallah for when we make decisions. In the military, if I question something, you know, my boss would say, or my sergeant or my commander would say, yours is not to question when or why. Yours is to do and die. So again, fate is a predetermined date we have with destiny. But it all begins with sowing a thought and reaping an action. Sowing an action and then reaping habits. Good habits, not bad luck. And then sowing those habits into your character, who you are. And then finally reaching that, sowing the character and reaching your destiny. It's all about faith. When I first got to college, the first day I moved up from Long Island to Buffalo, I had a problem with my schedule. So I had to go to the office and straighten out my agenda, my schedule for the thing. And that day, I looked across, and there was another young lady in that room with some beautiful, silky long hair. A mulata, beautiful Latina. And we met eyes. And we're now married.
Nice.
And it was the very first day that I got to the school, and I didn't know that that was my predetermined destiny, was to be with her for the rest of my life. And we've been married for 43 years. So, luck or blessings? Which one it is? Let me tell you a little story. Guy dies and goes to heaven. And he meets St. Peter. No, St. Peter was on board that day. It was St. Patrick. So he says, we're going to meet God, but before we meet God, let's take a tour of heaven, what heaven's all about. So he takes them around, and there's these beautiful mansions all over the place. And they see this one big, beautiful mansion up on the hill, and they kind of start going right by it. And the guy tells them, hey, isn't that on the tour? I'd like to see that place. And he says, no, that's not on the tour. He says, but it's so intriguing, it beguiles me. Let's get up there. So he says, all right, come on, let's go. And he walks into this beautiful mansion, and in there, there's thousands and thousands of file cabinets and drawers. And he says, what's your name? He says, McDonald's. And so he opens up the drawer, and in there are over 20,000 3x5 little index cards. And he says, well, what are those? He says, well, those are blessings that God sent you while you were on earth, but you didn't take it. And so, you're lucky you made it to heaven, but you missed out on all those opportunities. So, ladies and gentlemen, luck, the definition of luck is when blessings and opportunities cross with preparation. At that intersection, be prepared for all your blessings. Thank you.